missing out.
You want God to burn you? Guess what? Look into his eyes this weekend. He's got something for you. Press into him. But stop wasting time praying prayers like, Jesus, come, Lord, fix these poor people. Jesus says, you do it.
It's time to rise. A new day is dawning. This is your time.
God the Father will spin you around in his beautiful grace and his treasure and source of love. Listen, you have to be the child who runs back to him and says, Daddy again, Daddy again, Daddy again.
Wake up, you sleeper.
I'll be fruitful, I'll be productive, I'm gonna preach the word, I'm gonna share my faith, I'm gonna reach out. And ain't nothing gonna hold me back because I'm desperate.
Wake up, you sleeper. You're missing out. Wonders and miracles. You're missing out. There's more to this life.
Welcome to real Christianity. Christianity is about a bunch of people who do things they don't want to do because they are driven by the love of Jesus and the need of the world.
I'm on track, won't turn around. I was lost, but now I'm found. Hear this sound from the underground. Oh.
Can I tell you, the reason that Alliance Conference is being put on is to get you to burn for God. Because if you burn for God and will not fail, there is a promotion that is waiting. God is waiting to promote the church. He's waiting to promote some Christians. He's waiting to promote some service. The kind of people he's looking to promote are people that burn with the fire of God. When you burn with the fire of God, the fires of this world, the fires of hell have no power over your life. The fire of compromise has no power over your life. The fire of this image has no power over your life because you burn with the fire of God. Somebody say amen.
You were made for more than this. You have vision and purpose.
I take from it that you really need to take God serious.
And Pastor Mike was like, you need to stop trying to revive things and be the revival. I was like, wow, that's confirmation. Like, I was just talking about that like a couple days ago with my dad.
I was already crying, you know, I was already feeling it, and then he was like, being addicted to drugs, and I'm like, oh, that's me. Being addicted to alcohol, oh, that's me. Cutting. That's what hit me. That's what broke down that wall. The second he mentioned cutting, because cutting was one of the worst things that I ever did in my life. I was scarring God's artwork, and all I was doing was just hurting myself later on, and I realized that cutting myself is not going to bleed out any of the stress. It's just going to bleed me out. That's it. So I now understand what God is telling me. I was this close. I swear, if I did not come to conference tonight, I probably would have committed suicide. I was that close. I went to the suicide awareness, and I'm like, do they have any questions? What if that person is you? It took a whole lot of courage when I felt God was telling me to do that. And then when he brought that up, and he brought up the cutting, that was over. It was done with. My chain was broken. One of the songs that you guys hear is To Break Every Chain. And everybody has one. You gotta leave it up to God. You gotta ask for his help. But he's not gonna do it for you. You gotta ask for his help. And then he break that chain for you. He will get rid of those impurities. He just cry it out. Do whatever you gotta do. Scream at the top of your lungs. That's why I sound like this. Because I was screaming at the top of my lungs for God to help me break this chain. And my chain is now broken. I no longer want to commit suicide. I want to be free in life. I want to share God's word. And that's what I hope that happens for you guys too.
Everything that happened to me, I'm just going to give it to Jesus and leave it at the cross. And I realized that when he died 2,000 years ago, he took everything that we are supposed to be dealing with today. So we don't need to deal with any of that. And so it's just been
Wake up, you sleeper.